Okay, today we are going to talk about report writing. Let's see what it is. In report writing, we will talk about feasibility report. First, we need to understand what is report. A report is an organized presentation of factual information, often aimed at multiple audiences that may present the results of an investigation. Number one, always remember that in report you are going to gather some facts. Your information will be based on different facts and you will present those facts in an organized way. And remember, it will be in a written form. Second thing is that always remember that report is always written for some specific audience and report should present different results. What is a formal report? Formal reports often present the results of long-term projects as those that involve multiple participants. Projects may be done either for your own organization or as a contractual requirement for another organization. Formal reports generally follow a precise format and include such elements as abstracts and executive summaries. What is informal report? Informal and short reports normally run from a few paragraphs to a few pages and ordinarily include only an introduction, a body, and a conclusion, and, if necessary, recommendations. Because of their brevity, informal reports are customarily written as correspondence, including letters, if sent outside your organizations, memos, and emails. Now we see what is feasibility report. That is our major topic for today. A feasibility report presents evidence about the practicality of a proposed project based on specific criteria. What does it mean? You are going to start a project or you are going to provide a service to general public, or maybe you are going to start a construction project. So what you have to do first, you have to see what are different options that you can adopt. And on the basis of that, you have to do an analysis which will show you either this project will be a success or not. Now, we need to understand why you need feasibility report. When organizations consider a new project, means they are developing a new product or service, expanding a customer base, purchasing equipment, or moving operations. They first try to determine the project's chances for success. So what they do to get to determine the chances for success. Basically, when you make a feasibility report, it should answers these questions. Number one, is new construction or development necessary? See, you need to understand that whatever project you are launching, is it the need of time for the public, for the audiences or not? There are certain chances, there are certain situations where certain projects are launched which are not required by the audience. So, first, you need to find the answer in the feasibility report, that do you need to start that project in reality or not. Second thing is, okay, you have got the answer. If you have got the answer right, it is required. It is very important for the audience, for the public to have that service, to have that project. So then you have to focus on this question, that do you have sufficient staff available for completing that project? Next thing is, what are the costs? Okay, how much cost you are going to have to complete that project? So after finding out the cost, we are going to answer the question, is funding available? Means, do we have sufficient enough money to accomplish that project or service? If it is available, fine. But if it is not available, from where we are going to get the finances? Then, very important point that in our scenario, in our country normally is missed, and that is, what are the legal ramifications? Whatever you are going to start, is it legally okay or not? Or is there any legal hindrance there? Now, we will see what are parts of feasibility report. You will have introduction. In introduction, you are going to talk about purpose, background, and scope. So in introduction, you are going to cover these three major points. Then you will give analysis. And after analysis, you will write conclusion. And after conclusion, you are going to give recommendations. Now we are going to see what to include in purpose, or how we are going to write purpose. Yes. Number one, what you have to include in purpose means you have to tell why you are writing report. You have to tell the reason of writing your report. Number two is, tell who you are writing report for. Who has asked you to report, to write this report? Or you are doing it by yourself, or anyone given you the authority? Let's take example of it. We have taken the script from a book, and let's see what is written here. The purpose of this report is to determine which of two proposed options would best enable Darnell Business Forms Corporation to upgrade its file servers and its internet capacity to meet its increasing data and communication needs. Now we are going to analyze it. See how the report has started. The purpose of this report is to determine, yes, this important word is that the main purpose is that you are going to determine. You're going to determine what you are going to determine. You are going to determine which of two proposed option would best enable. And now you have to see whom it, these options are going to enable. That is the now name of company, Darnell Business Forms Corporation. Now another question, why do you need to do that? Yes, the answer is to upgrade its file servers and its internet capacity. Another question, but why you need to upgrade its files and services? Yes, the answer is to meet its increasing data and communication needs. So here, remember, if you recall my lecture regarding 7 C's, we talked about completeness and we said that we have to consider WH interrogatives: who, what, where, when, why, and how. Remember, whenever you are going to write the purpose of feasibility report, you are going to consider all these 5 WH interrogatives, and with the help of these WH interrogatives, you can write your purpose. Now we are going to see what to include in background, that is the second part of introduction. We will tell what the problem is. We will tell how the problem occurred. We will also tell why you need to solve the problem. Now see the example. In this example, the writer has told us about the problem, how the problem developed. In October 2008, the Information Development Group put the Macron system into operation. So it's telling you the history when this thing started. And see, he is or she is specifying the information. He or she is giving you concrete facts. Since then, the volume of processing transactions has increased fivefold from 1,000 to 500 updates per day. So, again, he's giving you exact specific figure. So remember, in writing report, you have to be very specific because you are going to share exact facts. There will be no exaggeration. This increase has severely impaired system response time. Now, it's telling you, so what has happened to the system. In fact, now he or she is giving you, is explaining the problem. In fact, average response time has increased from 10 seconds to 120 seconds. Further, a new web-based client services system has increased exponentially the demand for processing speed and access capacity. Remember, when you are telling about the problem, you have to move chronologically. What happened first and what happened later. And remember, if you see this example, you will find that in every sentence, you get exact, specific fact and figure. Now we will include the scope, the third part of introduction. Yes, what we are going to write in scope. Number one, tell what criteria you selected. Yes, you have to consider which points you are going to choose for analysis. Have you chosen finances? Have you chosen cost? Have you chosen benefits? And what you have chosen in benefits? All right. Next, you will also tell what options you considered. You have to pick at least two options. These two options you are going to analyze in your analysis. Now, see the example. You will write scope and then see, we have investigated two alternative solutions to provide increased processing capacity. So see, what is the tense? Before that, past tense was used. Here, they have used present perfect because they have already done this thing. They have done it. They have done the research. After doing the research, they are writing the scope. Now they are telling you two options. Yes, what two options we can adopt? Number one, purchase of an additional Aurora processor to supplement the one in operation. And number two, purchase of an Icado 60 with expandable peripherals to replace the Aurora processor currently in operation. The two alternatives are evaluated here according to both cost and expanded capacity for future operations. See, they have told you two options which they have selected for analysis. All right. So they are going to analyze these two options. They are very clear, write them very clear, and then in one sentence what they have done, they are telling you about the criteria, what points they have included for analysis. Now see how to write analysis. Discuss both options on the basis of the selected criteria in paragraphs and tables. Discuss what benefits you will get after fulfilling the discussed criteria. Now see the example. Keep those two options in your mind. First, you will write first option and all criteria points will be discussed once, and then the second option will be taken and you will discuss all those points, but I will keep here only one. See, purchasing a second Aurora processor would require increased annual maintenance cost. It means now he is considering the cost. Remember, we took 2 points, cost and benefits. So we are talking about cost, what cost we are going to spend on them. Salary for a second computer specialist, okay, specified information, okay, you need money to give salary to the second person which you are going to hire, that you are going to hire, increased energy cost and a one-time construction cost of necessary remodeling and installing internet connections. First, see, you will write all discussion in paragraph, then the same discussion is presented in this form of table. And after that, if you see, the installation and operation of another Aurora processor are expected to produce savings in system reliability and readiness. He has given you the some he has highlighted that okay, these are the things which we are going to save if we install this one. Now he has also discussed system reliability. In system reliability, let's see what we have. An additional Aurora would reduce current downtime periods from 4 to 2 per week. Now he is telling you what benefit you are going to get. Downtime recovery average is 30 minutes and affects 40 users, assuming that 50% of users require system access at a given time. We determined that the following reliability savings would result, and here he has given or she has given you a formula. So first you will talk about cost and then you will talk about what advantage you are going to get. Now what you are going to do, in the same manner, you will discuss the second option. You will tell the cost and then you will talk about the system reliability. After analyzing both options on the basis of criteria, what you are going to do, you are going to give conclusion. So how to write conclusion? Let's see. Compare both options with respect to the selected criteria. Present comparison in paragraphs and table. Now see the example. A comparison of cost of for both systems indicates that the Icado 60 would cost 2,200 more in first year's cost. See, he has given you the result first. Now he has given you the tabular form, that how he has analyzed it or how he has found the answer that Icado 60 would cost 2,200 more. So you have to give figures in table. After that, installation of an additional Aurora processor would permit the present information processing systems to operate relatively smoothly and efficiently. Okay, the final finding about additional Aurora processor is written here. It would not, however, but there is a problem. What is that? It would not, however, provide the expanded processing capacity that the Icado 60 processor would for implementing new subsystems required to increase processing speed and internet access. So first, he has talked about the about the cost. In cost, Icaro 60 is expensive, but when we talk about advantages, Icaro 60 is going to give us more advantage, so that he has given the result of analysis in conclusion. After conclusion, on the basis of conclusion, what you are going to do, you are going to write recommendations. How to write recommendation? Yes, recommend one option. Give the reason why you chose that option. See the example. Now we saw conclusion. In conclusion, both things were given: cost, who, what cost we are getting, what we are going to have, and what advantage we are going to have. So on the basis of that conclusion, we are going to give recommendation, that is, the Icado processor 60 processor should be purchased because of the long term savings, and because its additional capacity and flexibility will allow for greater expansion in the future. See, the use of language should be, you are recommending them, you are not giving them order, you are just presenting facts and you are recommending them that okay, it should be purchased, but give the reason. Here again you have given the reason. Because of these two reasons, you should purchase Icado 60 processor. So remember, whatever you are going to write in feasibility report, it should be based on a reality, on rational. I hope you understood the topic. Thank you for watching.